Rappers are known for getting fast money, and to put it lightly, not being the best human beings. But during the pandemic, a new wave of rappers known as scam rappers began making a lot of noise. They were rappers who literally rapped about scamming, giving every detail, which may sound silly, but to fans, they were extremely creative and a breath of fresh air in the industry. However, through a series of poor decisions, years later they fell off completely. And today, all that's left of scam rap are viral internet trolls. But why and how? My name is Rashad Bashir, and this is the satisfying downfall of scam rap, rap's most devious genre. But before we talk about the fall of scam rap a couple of years ago, how did they even get so hot? Scam rap was a subgenre of rap that became popular during 2019 with its out-of-pocket lyrics, fast-paced Detroit-style beats, with lyrics talking about stuff like wire fraud, identity theft, crypto scams, and more. And it all started with Teejay. During that time, he dropped songs like Swipe Story, Dark Web, and Website Scamming, all which went on to get millions of views on YouTube. And something about the style of the music just sparked millions of fans' curiosity, and they loved it. And these tracks are not only considered to have skyrocketed the subgenre, but also Teejay. But he wasn't alone. Right by his side was his fellow scam rapper, associate, and friend Casher Quan, who was just as big in the beginning. They had quite the history together, scamming with each other for years, and had formed a bond strong enough to when Casher began rapping and seeing success, he was okay with teaching Teejay how to rap and gave Teejay the tools to be successful. They went on to release songs such as Dynamic Duo 1 and 2 and Printer Machine, getting millions of views, and they'd rap about all sorts of fraud techniques that they were allegedly taking part in, while also bringing back the wave of storytelling and rap, along with rappers like King Von. Fans couldn't get enough. But this dynamic duo wouldn't last forever. You see, Teejay had that it factor that Casher just didn't. At first, their songs as a duo began blowing up, so it looked like they'd come up together, right? But soon after, Teejay's solo songs blew up and Casher's didn't. Big artists were reaching out to Teejay.
Lil Yachty, Lil Uzi, everybody tapping in, listening to it like, damn, and we was just talking silly, dumb, goofy shit, really.
And of course, this made Casher feel some type of way. He felt like he was being looked over, especially since he was the one who taught Teejay how to rap and gave him the blueprint.
His Instagram gave him the name for his rap name, started taking him to all the studios and I just made him start rapping.
Even going as far to write some of Teejay's songs.
Like, people don't even know some songs that he made. I damn near wrote that. So a lot of people don't know most of the songs he did. I personally wrote some of that.
So when Casher, who's actually been rapping about scamming since 2014 and is technically the first scam rapper, didn't get the attention he felt he deserved, problems would soon arrive, but not immediately. For a short period of time, everything was perfect. They were making ludicrous amounts of money from what they were used to, and Casher was happy for his little bro. It wasn't even the popularity or clout that changed him. It's what we all know as the root of all evil, money. See, when Teejay surpassed Casher in success, the bag came, and the bag was $1 million. Teejay even called Casher and showed him the money. And from then on, as we've seen countless times, the money got in between the artists' friendship. Immediately after signing his $1 million deal, Teejay wasted no time showing Casher his bank account.
Send me a screenshot with his bank account in there, his real name on that shade, welcome such and such on that. He like, that check just hit. Had $800,000 in his bank account.
And even promised Casher he would get some money too. But Casher didn't get anything, so he had to continue to sell cheap features to support himself. But one day, Teejay saw Casher was selling cheap features and called him, telling him to stop, and said he had his back.
Looking at it sideways, but he called me one day because I had like $500 features up. He called me like, delete that. I'm like, what you mean? He like, I'm about to send you something. I'm like, what you about to send me? He like, bro, I'm about to send you something.
He then told Casher he would give him $50K just for being there for him.
And it's the fact that you told me you were going to give me $50K. It's not like I expected something. You told me this. You know what I'm saying?
Casher had actually stopped. Casher never asked for anything, but he appreciated the gesture and said, okay, and stopped selling features, meaning he cut off his main source of income. But despite Teejay telling Casher he would give him $50K, Teejay never did. And worst, stopped promoting Casher's music altogether.
Video on his page. He won't even post my video, like my solo video, because he was already going crazy. So I'm like, I'm trying to get up there with you.
Eventually, months went by.
4 months went by. I ain't received not even $500, bro. You feel me? Like nothing. Like I ain't received $500. 4 months go by.
But instead of helping him out, Teejay was flexing on Casher, buying designer jeans, wearing iced out jewelry, all while Casher would sometimes be broke.
Balling, I ain't got. I'm just waiting on my time.
The worst part was they were still best friends, meaning they saw each other in person all the time. Fans thought they were really close, and everybody expected them to be cool with each other. But behind the scenes, things were ugly. Despite helping Teejay when Casher was able to, back when he was bigger and had more money, when Casher went broke, he couldn't even rely on Teejay for 20 bucks.
I had $0, bro, and I was texting this like, damn, bro, let me get like 500 real quick. I'm trying to get some food, you feel me? Chill for the day. No text back for 2 days. I got $0. You just got a whole 8. Like, what happened to all them dreams you was telling me?
So Castro had helped TJ when he was nothing, but when the tables were turned and Castro was at his lowest, TJ abandoned him.
It's a that I, put in the game for real. Like, you my peoples, you feel me? Sleeping out of motels and all type of crazy shit. I'm coming through paying for that shit.
So an enraged Castro decided he would take revenge. The last time they ever met, Castro told TJ to come to the studio. And during the shoot, he asked TJ to hold the cash that TJ brought for the shoot.
Let me see that 30,000 real quick so I can put that in the video, because I was shooting a video.
Long story short, he ran off with the money and never came back to that studio.
We go down the street and do the scene. I just took the bag with the 30K and I never pulled back up. He ain't never called me, text me. No.
TJ realized what happened and never even asked Kasher. At that point, Kasher had had enough and he was just salty, thinking TJ was ungrateful for what he had done for him. Even 10K Kev, another scam rapper, TJ's adopted brother too, was asking why TJ wouldn't give him some money either. TJ was just selfish, and that was it for the duo. They never spoke to each other or collaborated. But it wasn't the end of the scam rap wave, nor was it the end of their beef. TJ, he was still a really big artist and the face of scam rap, and still had the potential to pull millions of views. So even if he betrayed his best friend and let him fall off, how did TJ fall off? And it wasn't just one thing. He made many mistakes. The issue was not that he didn't have the star power, it was that he got comfortable, lazy, and made a lot of horrible decisions. The first major blunder he made was with his image. As dumb as it sounds, impressionable teenagers looked up to TJ as someone who was cool because he was young, getting money, and scamming, which they looked up to. But soon after, he started getting publicly embarrassed regularly. The first time was when he was caught at a mall and given the beats. Whether it was logical to be able to defend yourself against multiple people, it didn't matter. To fans, he had been embarrassed. He then got his chain snatched by some rappers from Lil Baby's label. And then he was exposed for not paying a woman who he had agreed to cuddle with for money. Very quickly, he lost the respect of his fans. On top of that, his music began getting repetitive. And slowly, he went from pulling millions of views to pulling hundreds of thousands of views to barely being able to pull 100,000. Then, finally, his Instagram with 550,000 followers was deleted for posting inappropriate material, and he wasn't able to promote himself.
Page getting deleted, that shit really unmotivated me to just drop, because it's like, I got my YouTube still, but it's like how I'm gonna promote my.
So not only was he seen as a joke, but his numbers were going down as well. So he stopped dropping music altogether and hasn't dropped since 2021. But why, right? He was still pulling views and still had the potential to come back. After all, getting into a slump as a rapper is nothing new, and most rappers actually go through them. They just overcome it. But TJ disappeared. Why? It turns out that the big record deal TJ had signed wasn't all that. Although he signed for $1 million, he lost 40% to tax, 10% to a manager, and another 10% to his lawyer, leaving him with $400K, which, taking a look at his lifestyle, must not have taken long to run through. Furthermore, record deals aren't handouts. They're loans that need to be paid back. So TJ was in debt, $1 million worth of debt that he needed to pay back. But by the time the money ran out, his buzz had run out as well. His record label, Atlantic Records, was also not a fan of his scamming antics, especially after he went on a TV show and claimed that he scammed the label for $10 million, when in fact, he was in debt for $1 million.
Oh man, TJX6 finished. That finished. He blew a whole M. He finished, like
Ironically, TJ didn't realize it, but he was getting in the music industry, which some people say is a legalized scam. Eventually, Atlantic Records realized TJ was not the next Jack Harlow or NBA Youngboy, other artists they've signed to who've become superstars, and dropped him. Meaning, he would still have to pay the debt off, but he was by himself with no promotion. And today, it's not looking much better. TJ himself has spoken on the situation.
I mean, the last thing we really heard about you were you signed $1 million deal and then you basically blew it. That's what Cashier Quan said in our viral interview.
Explaining he didn't have much money.
Basically, the money, it's like, I don't got as much as I had. I don't got millions no more, but a nigga had millions. Can't say that they had millions ever in their life. You feel me? So, name me one who can say they had $1 million.
And he also spoke about the rough situation with his record label, explaining he's still trying to repay the money that he owes to Atlantic years later.
But I probably got to pay like $170K back.
Okay.
Yeah.
This was a huge contrast to how TJ was acting earlier. In that interview, he was ashamed that he had lost millions and looked very bummy, but just a couple of years ago, he was seen on Instagram Live spending and flexing a lot of his money like it was nothing.
Oh, what y'all gonna say about the kid? What y'all gonna say about the kid now with the Panamera roof? What y'all gonna say about the kid? Nah.
Tens and thousands of dollars. And although he says he plans to make a comeback, nothing has happened so far, and it's not looking great for him. As for the duo, that doesn't seem to be coming back either. So it's safe to say TJX6 and Casher Kwan completely fell off. But around a year ago in 2022, scam rap began to have a resurgence. The resurgence was by a rapper named Punchmade Dev. As I said earlier, today all that's left of scam rap is viral trolls, and the most notable is Punchmade Dev himself. He rose to prominence in 2023 and made a lot of noise, but it's not from his music. It's from various marketing strategies, such as when he went viral for giving scamming tutorials in his raps similar to Teejay's, but he was ridiculously straight up about scamming. And these gimmicks, such as scamming internet celebrities like Aiden Ross and dropping music videos where he went in depth on how to commit fraud, began going viral. For example, his song on wire fraud got millions of views, and his lyrics were even crazier and more out of pocket than Teejay's. He has songs where he makes fun of addicts, saying he doesn't feel bad for them, gives tutorials on fraud so good they got taken down by the FBI, which hit over 1 million views. It's called, or was called, How to Write a Dump. He even has a song called Special Needs Kid, where I can't even go into what he says. They're just all really messed up, but they do go viral, with people asking, how could this even be real? For most genres, getting a lot more attention to your type of music would be great in theory, but for scam rap, this was horrible. Scam rappers were never taken super seriously, but Punchmade Dev turned the genre into a meme. But to understand why and how he achieved this all, we have to go all the way back to the beginning. You see, Dev wasn't a rapper, he was a real con man. He came up in 2017 off of scamming his fans for player builds in the popular game 2K17 by getting the money from gullible fans and blocking them directly after, never giving them the player. In 2018, Dev dropped a song called Track Meet. It was his attempt to become a meme rapper, which was still a big thing back in 2018. It got a bit of success, and although the song was trash, the views made him believe that he could make it. So he quit being a gaming YouTuber and decided to pursue rap full time. He was right, he had what it took. Back then, he was named OBN Dev, a play on YBN Namir's group, YBN, and self-admittedly said that YBN Namir was what got him into rapping, and that his playlist was full of TJX6, Casher Kwan, and their associates. And copying TJ and his friends gave Dev all of his success. Like when his song Scam Jesus went viral and received 2 million views. From there, things only picked up, and they picked up fast, and his songs began going viral on a regular basis, all while TJ and Casher were trending downwards very, very, very fast. This brought a lot more eyes to the genre, and Dev single-handedly gentrified it. Scam rap is unique to Detroit, but Punchmade Dev is from Kentucky, and due to his marketing, he's way bigger than TJ ever was on the internet. Currently, he has 750,000 followers on Instagram. TJ only has 17,000 because his original was deleted. But even at his peak, he was at 500,000. That took years. Punchmade Dev accomplished his growth in months. Some might argue that TJ paved the way for Punchmade Dev, and he did. But TJ actually knows him, and they've had issues in the past, having an online beef that dates back to 2020. Back in the day, when TJ was at his peak, he would make fun of Punchmade Dev for being a copycat, and said him and Casher would laugh at him behind his back.
You mad because you claim I'm talking about the scammers.
We be looking at your videos laughing at them.
You said what?
We be looking at your videos laughing at them because you be trying to be.
So you be looking at my videos laughing. I don't give a if you.
This was in TJ's prime, and back then Dev was a nobody compared to him. Their beef began when Dev claimed he had scammed TJX6, the king of scam rap at the time, and TJ denied it. They started beefing on Instagram Live, and TJ claimed that Dev was lying in his raps and couldn't actually back up his lyrics, which is true, by the way.
Stop rapping about that shit, bro. Just like if you not.
Why does it matter? Why does it bother?
TJ also claimed that Dev's manager paid him $15,000 for a feature, and TJ was the one who had scammed Dev, which is actually what seemed to have happened. But what happened next gave Dev a lot of exposure, and looking back, TJ probably regrets ever beefing with them, because he unintentionally helped Dev blow up. After the Instagram Live, TJ asked Dev for his address to meet up in person. Dev then posted his address, but TJ never arrived. Dev then staged a chase on Instagram Live, pretending to chase out TJX6, but this kind of makes sense, because why would TJX6, who's from Detroit, Michigan, come to Lexington, Kentucky to confront someone who was a nobody at the time? What's funny is Dev probably just got his friend to hop in a car and start speeding, and then pretend to chase him as if he was TJ. But whether it was real or not, it got him attention, and Scam Jesus 2 reached 500,000 views. And remember when I said TJ got given the beats and that made a lot of fans lose respect for him? He was also confronted by some quote-unquote ops in front of his family, and those ops were Punchmade Dev, who confronted TJ in the mall and then made him look stupid. 2 years after their digital beef on Instagram, the two ran into each other at a mall and were talking back and forth. and Punchmade Dev came with multiple people and told Teejay to step outside so they could rough it out in person. Teejay claimed Dev was armed, which he was, and said that he was with his family, which was a valid excuse, but to fans, he looked scared. Afterwards, Dev claimed that Teejay was dodging him, so Teejay looked like a fool, and later on, he tried to act like there wasn't even any beef to begin with.
He just a fan. That's really what it is. He just a fan, bro. He just like try to take the wave. He's just a fan, basically, at the end of the day.
But it was too late. Dev has become much more successful than Teejay ever was, and today, if you didn't know who Teejay X6 was, you'd think he was sleeping under a bridge if you saw him. Punchmade Dev's got an assortment of iced out watches, crazy chains, and is constantly flexing designer. But Punchmade Dev being popular should mean that scam rap is back, right? Or even on the map? Nope. Like I said earlier, Punchmade Dev isn't a rapper. He's a scammer that raps, meaning rapping is just a form of marketing and promotion for his scams. For example, he's extremely nonchalant about his crimes and states multiple times that he has no feelings towards his victims. And the way he makes money is honestly very interesting. Unlike Teejay and Casher, who were hitting small scams on their followers, Punchmade Dev has an entire operation that's printed upwards of $1 million in the past year. Here's how it works. He showcases his scams for the whole world to see in his music videos, music, and vlogs, and uses them to get eyeballs. From there, he promotes his Telegram, which has 200,000 members, and he has a shop on there where he sells information and teaches what he does, allegedly, of course. In his shop, he claims to sell cards that you can then cash out for much more money, which, if you have common sense, is an obvious scam. But to a lot of his gullible, younger fans, it seems like 200,000, which is crazy to think about. They've fallen for it. He's a ruthless marketer and self-promoter, but it works. The worst part about all of his stuff is it's fake. He doesn't actually scam or do anything that he raps about. He just pretends he does and gives instructions out for real scams. The real way he makes money is by scamming his fans. He's a scam rapper. He's made it abundantly clear that he doesn't do anything. He's an actor and it's all education, saying, "All my music and posts is for entertainment purposes only. I'm a law-abiding citizen from the suburbs." So it's clear Dev takes advantage of dumb fans that think they can get easy money who are attracted to his music, because he just pretends to have knowledge on how these things work, not actually taking part in any. But even Dev's career seems to be crashing down. Not yet, but it looks like it could be heading there too. Dev's antics were only gonna last a short amount of time, and they did. It began with YouTube taking down Dev's song Wire Fraud after the police requested a takedown and Dev's information. Soon after, the viral videos on scamming were picked up and investigated by law enforcement, leading to his recent arrest in Chicago. Furthermore, a jeweler exposed him for having fake chains, so his image was completely fake, but he's free again. And it doesn't look like there'll be justice anytime soon. But wait, there's more. At the time of recording this video, Casher and Teejay had an altercation at a liquor store. Casher pulled out his phone to confront Teejay, and this is what I mean by him looking homeless. Teejay just ran away. However, after the altercation, Teejay went on Instagram Live from a hotel room, claiming he gave Casher the beats. Neither of them were taken seriously, and this little scuffle between them was mostly just funny. And it's clear scam rap has just become a joke. Another huge reason scam rap saw its decline was obvious. Scamming is illegal, and rapping about scamming is an easy way to get on law enforcement's radar. It doesn't even strictly have to be scam rappers. Other mainstream rappers have gotten caught up too. Chicago's G Herbo was caught up for wire fraud. He pled guilty and is going to do some time. Another Detroit rapper was sentenced to 7 years for fraud and having 3,000 stolen credit cards. And even woman rappers like City Girls JT, who is currently dating Lil Uzi Vert, served 2 years for credit card fraud. There are actually countless rappers who have gone caught up due to fraud and theft, and most of the time it's because they snitch on themselves by rapping about what they do in their music. It's just that the scam rappers took it to a whole nother level. So what really happened to scam rap? The sad truth is, scam rap as a whole lost a lot of momentum not too long after its rise. The scene superstars just couldn't maintain relevance, and the people who weren't actually scamming like Dev have taken their tactics and made fortunes off of it. All while Teejay and Casher, the pioneers, are making peanuts and are irrelevant. But to me, that's a good thing. Right now, Detroit rap is bigger than ever, but just not scam rap. And some have even gained mainstream rap attention in the past few years. Babytron, who's still relevant today, came up in a similar way to Teejay, rapping with his friends in a group called Shitty Boys, and shifted his sound over time, as he's no longer using the scam rap persona, just edgy bars. But the most important thing to remember with these people, to me, is to not feel bad for them. They're scammers and deserve what they got. If you don't believe me, check this clip out. It's a video of Casher Kwan bragging about scamming a man 200 times. The man went broke, got divorced, and went through severe depression.
I scammed this man 200 times, no over exaggeration, 200 times. Like for 2 years straight, he lost his job. his wife divorced him. Like, bro, this real, bro. Like, this is really real. This man lost his wife, bro. I'm telling him I work for the IRS. You done sent me $20,000 already. The IRS is investigating this. I got his social, so every time I block him for 2 weeks. Soon as he get paid, I'll call him. Like, the IRS just called me and they said it's $2,500 in your bank account. Leave work right now and send me that, or they finna f you up.
Casher just laughed. TJ doesn't care either. And Casher explained how easy it was for them to make thousands off a microscopic amount of their fan base.
Scam your fans.
He just posting cash apps and all the bullshit. See what people posting these cash apps. I got a cash app login with 5,000 on it. Give me $100. Like that, and then you get 30 people to send you $100. You know what I'm saying? And you just made 3,000 off 30 followers, and you got 600,000 followers. He had 600,000 followers at that time.
Dev has also talked about how he has no feelings for the people he scammed either. So all these people will eventually meet their destiny, and they deserve it. Anyways, that's it for this video. My name is Rishad Bashir. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.